Our first step is to select a new file and a new part. Once that's done, we'll select the right plane and we'll look normal to it. After that, we'll draw a rectangle above the origin, and we shall select the base of that rectangle by right-clicking and selecting the midpoint. Once the midpoint is selected, hold down Control, select the origin, and you're going to add a coincident relation between the baseline and the origin. Next step is the smart dimension. The length of the base is 340 millimeters. And the thickness of it is 40. Now, next job is to put on 2 fillets using the Sketch Fillet tool, radius 20 at each of the top corners, as shown above, by just clicking on the corners, and click OK. Now you're ready to extrude, so features, extrude boss base, and extrude to a mid-plane condition to a thickness of 30. The reason we're choosing the mid-plane condition is the piece above is going to be narrower. We want them exactly in the middle. We'll rename that by just clicking on Extrude 1, hitting F2 on our keyboard, and call it Leg Base. Select our right plane again, look normal to it, and this time we sketch with the line command. We sketch a vertical line up, then we'll use the circle command in the line by just drawing out a line, hold down your left click button and then just drag out in the shape of a circle and it automatically draws a circle. Remember the circle we wanted 180 degrees, continue on down the line and close the profile of the shape. Next, draw a center line from the origin vertically up, doesn't matter if it's off center because we'll use dimensions to center it, 22 from the center line to the edge, .44 at the bottom. This puts the centres in the middle. You could use add relation, and the height is going to be 300. Now we're ready to extrude, so features, extrude boss base, and extrude mid-plane again to a thickness of 20. Mid-plane, you see, evens out both sides. And we shall rename that right leg. Now our next step is to draw the rail. So what we'll do is we'll select this surface here and we shall look normal to it, and we'll just zoom in a bit down here for the position of the rail. And what we'll do here is we'll sketch a rectangle 44 by 10, so I'm just using the smart or the snap in the SolidWorks to line up the position. Just hold the left click down, trace it out, 10, 44 or 5, so select that line, control on that line, and you can make the two of them collinear because the sketch isn't fully defined yet. Click on one, hold on control the other, and collinear. You can repeat the same at the other side if you want, or you can smart dimension the base to be 44. Once that's done, features, extrude boss base, and it can be blind to 150. We'll zoom in on this now because we have to put in a plane. We'll rename the first rail. Click on it, F2, and we'll just zoom in on the end of the rail. We only drew half of it because what we're going to do is we're going to mirror the remaining portion of the frame. So it's Insert, Reference Geometry, Plane. And what you can do is you can select 3 corners by taking the true lines and points. That a point and a line will do, or all 3 points for the plane. So them 3 points create the plane. You can see it very small outline in yellow. So tick OK. Now we'll make the plane a bit bigger. Grab onto the little buttons at each of the corner and you can just left click and drag it out to make the plane bigger. Now that that's done, we are ready to mirror. Our plane is already selected since it's green, and you can see up there mirror face plane on the left hand side, plane 1, the plane we put in. Our next step is to select the pieces that we want to mirror. So open up your feature tree, features to mirror, select the leg base, right leg and rail, scroll down here and tick geometry pattern. Now geometry pattern continues on the whole pattern. If that's not ticked, what happens is only the rail on the bottom will be mirrored. The remaining 2 sides will not be mirrored. So we'll just hide that plane by just right clicking on it and hide. And it can make it disappear. And it's there to bring back when you want to show. Now that that's done, we'll just look at the front plane, normal to it. And we'll select Sketch and Center Line. We'll draw a center line from the middle of the rail, the midpoint will be there, vertically up. And we'll just hit center line again, and we'll draw another one coming across. Now this is in line with the edge of the tangent. You can see the little lines there to be the center there. And the reason we're doing this is these are going to be our guide axes for our ellipse. So for our ellipse, Tools, Sketch Entities, and below the circles, Ellipse and Parabola are there. So select Ellipse. First place that you're going to go is the center. So click where the 2 lines intersect. Drag out your major axis along the center line you've just drawn, and then just go up onto your minor axis and just click. And escape if another ellipse starts drawing. Then what you can do is smart dimension it. With the dimensions from the minor will be 120 and the major shall be 230. Once that's done, it's defined, we're ready to extrude it. So go Features, Extrude Boss Base, Mid-plane, and you're going to select 10 millimeters of thickness. And tick OK. Now you have the elliptical mirror frame in. And we'll rename that elliptical mirror frame. Click on it, F2, and elliptical mirror frame. Next step is we're going to draw another ellipse and we're going to do an extrude cut for the mirror. So select the surface of the mirror. I'm just putting on sketch 4 here so that it will help me to use the existing sketch there for the center of my ellipse. So just click on it, it will show it. then go Sketch, Tools, Sketch Entities, Ellipse. Once that's done, same method again, drag out the major, pull up to the minor axis, and then Smart Dimension Escape if another ellipse comes. Smart Dimension 210 for the major and 100 for the minor. So it's back to the center and it's 100. And then features Extrude Cut 2mm blind, and what that does is it cuts out the section for a mirror, and we can call that glass mirror. So we'll just rotate that around a little bit. And we can see the shape is cut out. Now, our next step is to draw the pivots. So I'll just close Hide Sketch 4, just click on it and hide. Select the inside of the leg. Look normal to it. Now, even though we are looking at the outside, we're still drawing on that surface. It's like there's a couple of sheets between it. Zoom in on this section of the leg up here. Select Sketch and Circle. Now, how are we going to get the center? If you just leave your mouse over the existing circle, it highlights the center so that they're concentric, and then you can draw a circle out. Smart Dimension it to be diameter 6. And we can see that the sketch is on the inside. Now, once that's done, features, Extrude Boss Base, up to surface, and select the edge of the elliptical mirror, and there it will draw a pivot from the circle up as far as that, completing it fully. And tick OK. Now we'll mirror that to the far side, so what we'll do is we'll rename that first pivot. And then we'll go mirror. We already have the plane that we used earlier, it's in the middle. So our mirror plane, we'll select it to be, zoom out, we have our plane down showing on the bottom. Pivot, or plane 1. Pivot we've already selected, or you can select it from inside in the feature tree. There. And once that's done, tick OK. Or tick geometry pattern. Yeah. And there it has mirrored. Zoom in and we can see the two of them have been put in. Now our final step is to cut out the leg design, so we select this surface here and we look normal to it. Then we zoom in on it, sketch, and we pick center line. We'll draw a center line from the origin up and across. Now our next step is to smart dimension that top center line 20 millimeters from the top. And then what we can do is 3-point arc, start point, finish point, and then we can pick any point along the arc where it's touching the center line. Now if we notice our centre is not in line with our centre line, so we select the centre, control and the vertical centre line. We add a relation where the two of them are vertical to each other, or coincident. Now, once that's done, Smart dimension the radius to be 30. Then pick line to close the profile, the shape. And then features and extruded cut. Through all, we change from the blind to through all to cut away everything. And then tick OK. Just get the preview, rotate it around. And there it is, it's cut the whole way through. You can knock off your plane if you want to get a better view of it. Now our next step is to add texture to it. So I'll just show you how you texture the wood. So what you can do is select leg base, hold down control, and you can select all the pieces that are timber of the mirror. So and cut extrude 2 should be one. Now, once they're done, just right click on them and go down to Appearance, Texture, and then what you can do is pick from the wood, beech or mahogany, whichever you're happy, and you can change the grain texture below if you like. Tick OK, and that's it done. To do the